Hi, welcome back. It's Dolores, and today's topic is Shave 'em to Save 'em. So, Livestock Conservancy Initiative is a challenge for using wool from the breeds of sheep in America that are endangered. In addition to encouraging fiber artists to try using some of the rare wool breeds, it also helps the farmers and shepherds. A lot of these people raise the sheep for their meat purposes, and they don't do anything with the fleece. This program educates the shepherds on how to prepare the wool for sale and how to reach the fiber artists and spinners, thereby making it more profitable to raise these heritage breeds of sheep.
A Livestock Conservancy initiative. Shave 'em to save 'em. How does it work? It costs $15 to join, and they will send you a passport book and a pin. The passport book has a page for each breed of sheep from the endangered list. You fill in your project information. The fiber artists buy wool from the rare breed fiber providers listed on the Conservancy website. You need to purchase at least 4 ounces of fiber, and you'll get a stamp from the provider. You earn prizes when you complete 5, 10, and 15 breeds. You can share pictures of your projects on Facebook and Ravelry.
How do you find the fiber providers? The Livestock Conservancy website has a long listing of all the shepherds and farms in America. Many of them have their own websites or at least an email so you can contact them directly. It's great to connect with the farmers and learn a little bit more about the breeds that they are raising. Many of them tell you the name of the sheep that you're getting the fiber from. Just one more thing to make it interesting. I found most of my fibers on Etsy. If you search for SE2SE and the type of wool that you're looking for, or roving, or even yarn, they come right up in the listings, and let the providers know that you are doing the Shave 'em to Save 'em. That way they'll send you one of the stickers to put in your passport. I'll link a few of the providers that I've used in the description below and take a look at what they've got. What is considered a finished project? If you get a raw fleece, you can clean it, prepare it for spinning, and spin. Once it's in the yarn form, that's considered a finished project. If you don't like washing raw wool, you can get the roving and spin that. Again, the yarn is a finished project. If you don't spin it all, no problem. Just buy the yarn. You can knit, crochet, or weave it. One thing about the fibers, you cannot mix the fibers together. The whole point of this program is to see how the fibers work, to see what the locks look like, to see how it knits or crochets. And if you're mixing the fibers together, they're not going to have their individual characteristics. So when you're using the fiber, it has to be that fiber only. But if you take and knit the yarn into small squares and then sew those squares together into a blanket, that way you can mix the fibers because each square is going to have the characteristics of that particular breed.
The endangered sheep breeds are broken down into 4 categories: critical, threatened, watch, and recovering. In the critical group, we have the Florida Cracker, Gulf Coast Native, Hog Island, Santa Cruz, and Teeswater. The threatened group includes Black Welsh Mountain, Clune Forest, Cotswold, Dorset Horn, Jacob, Caracol, Leicester Longwool, Lincoln, Navajo Churro, and Rommeldale or CVM. In the watch group, we have Barbados Black Belly, Oxford, Shropshire, St. Croix, Tunis, and Wiltshire Horn. And there are 2 in the recovering group, the Shetland and South Down.
Now, why are these breeds endangered? I believe there's 22 different breeds on the list right now. Each breed has their own history and why it's becoming endangered. I suggest, while you're doing this project, get the Fleece and Fiber Source Book. It's an encyclopedia of wool and sheep breeds. There's also some information in the back about other types of animals that you can use their fleece or wool from. The book's terrific. It tells you about the history of the breed, the characteristics of the locks, how you should prepare it, whether you should comb it, card it. If it's a dual-coated fleece, it tells you whether you should mix those together or separate them before you spin it. It suggests the way you should spin it: thin, thick, worsted, woolen. And it shows swatches of both a weaving and knitting, so you'll know whether it's good for a lace or something nice and fluffy. It's a book that you'll be referencing continually. Mine has all kinds of sticky notes in it. This program started about 2 years ago. It was a 3-year program, and we're in the last year. The program will end in February of 2022. However, there is discussion about either creating a new initiative or continuing this somehow. Because the program has gotten so much interest, they're considering extending it. So whether it's in the same form or something new, we'll just have to wait and see. This is the passport I got. There's a table of contents of all the sheep breeds, and then each breed is listed at the top of the page. There's some characteristics about it, like the micron count and where they're from. And then, as you do your projects, when you purchase at least 4 ounces of fiber from your provider, they will send you a sticker. So you put this sticker in the book. Along with that, I make notes about the different breeds. This one is Teeswater, and I put a lock of the Teeswater in. So let me show you a few things that I've done. Some of the breeds were really surprising to me. This one is a Navajo churro, and I got 8 ounces of this from Golden Grove Farm. I made a 2-ply yarn, and it came out to 288 yards. And I've always heard that Navajo churro was a very coarse kind of wool, and that can be true, but there's also some nice soft varieties. I was lucky to get one that's fairly soft, not soft enough to use next to skin, but I was really pleased with it. Also, there's 2 other breeds here that I was surprised by. This one is Black Welsh Mountain, and this is Hog Island. These 2 were actually the coarsest that I've gotten. However, the color's fantastic. The Black Welsh Mountain that I got had no sun bleaching on the tips, so it's really a nice dark black. And the Hog Island did have some bleaching on the tips, so it's more of a brownish color, sort of tweedy, but really nice. And then the Teeswater, I could not bring myself to ruin the locks of the Teeswater. Just the natural beauty of it. What I ended up doing is knitting a collar using a reverse thrum method, and that preserved the locks. So what I like is I can use this on top of my coat, and it just gives it a beautiful collar. Now, Teeswater can be spun. It makes a nice yarn, but I just can't bring myself to ruin these beautiful locks. This one is the Leicester Long Wool. I spun this in a worsted 2-ply, and I just love the color of this one. Many of the varieties are white, and this one is a nice sort of silvery gray color. Another one that I really loved was the CVM or Rommeldale. This is a nice squishy soft yarn, and again it has a little bit of gray color to it. Most of these I spun in their natural state, their natural color. I do intend to do some dyeing on them before I use them, and many of them I'm going to end up weaving rather than knitting. And I've learned so much about the different varieties. Many of them I was able to sort of take out, just feel the lock structure of it, and knew exactly what kind of yarn it was going to create. When you're in the long wools, you know that it should be spun probably in a worsted style. You're going to comb it to prepare it. Then there were other that were down varieties, much softer, crimpier, some that were more like merinos. So you knew that you were going to spin those most likely in a woolen style, and that for cleaning them, they had a lot more lanolin in them than some of the other varieties. For every 5 breeds that you make into a project, you get a prize. The first 5, there were several prizes offered. One of them happened to be more wool, which is the one that I chose. But there are different companies like Power Scour that are offering some of their scour. Ply Magazine is also offering a few prizes depending on how many fleece that you do. Once you complete 5 projects, you send the pictures of your completed project along with the page in the book showing that you have the stamp. Then they'll mail you your prize. Then you complete another 5, so 10 total. You get a selection of more prizes. So there's a prize for 5, 10, and 15. I intend to do as many of these as possible. As I said, there's about 22 breeds, and I believe I have 17 right now. There's a couple that I have not been able to find. I'm hoping that when the springtime comes and it's time for shearing, that I'll be able to find the last few breeds that I need to do all of them. It's a great project. If you're a spinner, it's a great way to determine what kind of fleeces you would prefer to get more of. Like the Rommeldale CVM was a great one. I would get more of that. The Shetland and the Shetland was beautiful. Also the Jacob. So it really opened my eyes to a lot of fleeces that I probably never would have tried. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you learned something about the Shave 'em to Save 'em initiative, and hope that you'll join us in this project of using the rare wools in America. If you did enjoy it, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. And while you're there, hit that bell so you get notifications every time I put out a new video.